A word for our listeners. Masks of Nyarlathotep is set in the 1920s. We will be using terms and sayings from those times, including some that could be considered offensive. It is not our intention to offend. We merely wish to offer as accurate a view of the time period as possible. Welcome to the Nerds Domain presents Masks of Nyarlathotep. Join us each week as our investigators follow a path of clues and attempt to save the world from an ancient evil. Starring John Quiett, Jestin Kimmet, Shirley Niedzwiecki, George Chimples, Jason Hall, and Scott Troiano, with Matt Quiett running the table as keeper. Eldritch evils and crazed cultists await you just beyond this music.
Hi everybody and welcome back to Nerds Domain presents Masks of Nyarlathotep. I'm here with John.
Hello.
Justin.
Hi.
Scott.
Give peace a chance.
George.
Word up.
And Shirley.
That agreement would have been meow.
I'm a demon! Go ahead, Shirley, say hi.
I already did.
No, you didn't. Say hi.
Hi. I'm Shirley, guys. What's up?
Alright, we'll get right back into the game. Where are you guys going? Since we had so much time to think about it.
Garden of the purple clouds of autumn.
Alright.
Winter.
So that is number... Nope.
Daylight savings time.
Nope. Yep, okay.
Do we see any cats on the way there?
We're gonna kill them all.
So, hey,
Every
guys,
single cat I come across.
focus. Thank you.
I'm focusing.
Examination of the weather summary for the same day as the fire there
They do
tells...
weather stuff?
Yes, they do.
They're heavy into meteorology as a society.
Discloses that the entire day was unusually humid and windless. Not likely conditions for a mobile fire. Like I had to tell you guys that, right?
Right.
The garden is just behind the town god's temple. The bonds at the temple does not know why the monks had gathered in the garden, but as you talk to him, and I'm speeding this up because it's fine, you show him a picture of Jack Brady, and he recognizes it as the man who ran from the garden. Mm-hmm. As the European who was also in the garden and who talked with the monks for some time. So there's that. So that's the information there. We'll move on to the next. I just want to move.
Any of the monks live?
None of those three. There are other monks at the Temple of Purple Autumn. Garden of the Temple of Purple.
Garden of Purple Clouds of Autumn.
Yeah, there are other monks there, just not those three. Those three were.
But we would explore every avenue to locate.
Yeah,
Brady.
there were none that had the same background as they did that had those histories. So whatever Brady was here for, they
it was
had
like
that
the first time he visited. And
Yeah,
that was,
yep.
Okay, so there's no one who knows where he is. Great.
Okay, where else?
Do you want to go to the fat people? I want to investigate the Lantern Street incident.
The building where the murders took place is just down the street from the Stumbling Tiger Bar.
Of course.
It's a flower girl house, one of many in Hongqiu.
Do you know what that means?
A flower girl house is a whorehouse.
Oh, cool.
Could have said prostitute.
No.
It is a house of ill repute. Better? Okay.
That's
Sounds hoity-toity.
You know,
I give Robert some money as we walk by.
let's go.
Do you knock on the door and find?
Father wants, flower girls. That's like cool, right? That's a.
Oh.
Do you have any roses? Your freshest roses. And that, you can probably edit that out, but.
Or that's a new ringtone. Either one.
So you knock on the door. Some what it says, naughty ladies happily greet you.
Are you serious? That's ridiculous.
Several of them actually. The manager of the house, a fierce woman named Madame Guy,
She French?
condescendingly talks to you.
She's French.
But after a little bit of bribing and some discussion, she shows you to the murder room.
The murder room.
Oh, whoa.
Has it been closed off, or do people still use it?
It is still closed off.
Okay, good.
The furnishings are complete.
It's the only comment he made the entire time.
After the room has been closed off, the furnishings are completely demolished, and the walls, floor, and ceiling are still splattered with blood. She wasn't here when it happened, and it's creepy and weird. It didn't happen too long ago, but what it looks like is the gentleman was here visiting a lady of ill repute and was murdered in the process.
How did the monster get in? Like, did it crash through a window?
We don't know how the bad things work because we haven't encountered one ourselves.
Right, that's what I was...
Hopefully they don't manifest out of nowhere. Maybe they do.
They hide in their beds.
Maybe there was 2 ladies of ill repute.
They live in the ankles.
Did you say they live in the ankles?
It doesn't honestly say.
The House of Tindalos live in the ankles.
Alright, what about the witness that's...
So as you're talking, one of the girls, Quivering Jade, says that the girl who lived in the room was sold to another house just that day before the murder because she insisted on keeping an American in her room.
This gentleman? No,
yes, that is in fact Jack Brady.
Good call.
Magenta Joy, the girl who saw the giant bat, is in the hospital in shock.
So where is Quivering Jade now?
She was sold to a house on 140 Lantern Street.
Lantern Street, a lot of action.
Yeah,
where
lots.
we are.
No,
we're on Lantern Street.
We're on Lantern Street.
Yeah, you're not at 140 though.
Right.
We're at 10.
We're right across from 10.
The manager of number 140 Lantern Street, a hokey Taoist doctor, quote unquote, wearing a robe embroidered with meaningless symbols, says that, and I quote, "That whore escape. I pay good money, I treat her right," he swears. The investigators get no other information from that guy. He doesn't know where she's at. She's running.
We kill him, thinking that he has more information.
Sweet. You gonna follow up with Magenta Jade in the hospital?
Sure, why not? Yep.
Okay. She has clearly lost her mind. But from what she babbles about, she talks of something called a hunting horror. Which, Ma, you are at least somewhat familiar with.
Were there 2 syllables on that last word?
Horror.
Hunting horror.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Not trying to crack jokes.
Why am I familiar with this?
Because that is the thing that attacked and killed the people in the Muslim temple.
Oh, okay.
In Cairo.
Yeah.
It at least would stick out with you. Everybody else is familiar from the stories, but it really sticks with you from the description of the thing that was in that destroyed the temple,
right.
Or the mosque.
Killed the 96-year-old guys.
Yeah.
Was the club the last thing to look at?
Club is the last thing to look at.
Are we missing any clues?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
She's the homunculus club.
You look around, or you find a drunk. He says that the creatures were like walking octopuses. He also says that the picture of Jack Brady is in fact the same gentleman.
Wait, what same gentleman?
The American was staying in a room directly facing the shattered wall. That is John Smith, but it is actually the picture that identifies him as Jack Brady. So Jack Brady was staying across the alleyway from the club where it got attacked.
In character here, I'm going to say this in character. Jack Brady, Brass Brady was a member of the Carlisle expedition, correct?
Yes.
But it seems like they are trying to kill him now.
Right. So now I'm less...
If you remember correctly, Jack was the only one that did not go inside the temple and then come out changed.
Ah.
Right.
Sorry, you guys would know that is something that would have popped up. It's likely that Jack isn't occultist.
Okay.
He was also very loyal to Carlisle, but because Carlisle saved his life.
Yeah.
So that's something to remember. I know it's been months.
Yes, that makes more sense.
And months.
Yeah.
And months. And months.
But in character is the thing we should discuss.
Yes.
But, I mean, we're still no closer to locating him now that he's on the run. I mean, we've found 2 places that he's lived.
What was the most recent of these events?
We'll say the place on Lantern Street.
Flower girl.
The Flower Girl.
And was that within the? We were told by the guy from the Tiger that he had been in Rangoon for 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, the incident on Lantern Street's maybe a week old. Everything else is a week.
So
or
he's
2
in
or 3.
town.
Yeah.
Right. But we have no way. I mean, we don't have any clues as to where he is.
You do.
What did the
From the
Astrologer.
the astrology reading told you that he is what I say with scholars.
Yes.
Yeah, the scholars of ancient texts.
Would anyone like to give
he's
me
in the monk.
anyone like to give me an idea roll?
Museum library.
Or George to just guess it. Yeah, museum would be a good place to start. After that, probably monks would not be a good idea only because he's been to those and that turned bad for him.
Yeah, if only we had a museum curator.
It's like dark chocolate in here.
Bitter.
Yeah.
Bittersweet.
Alright, we all got the idea. Where are we going?
We all got that.
So you guys head to the Shanghai Museum.
We do.
All right. Sorry for speeding that along. I just knew that one was going to take an entire episode.
Every good story needs a montage.
Oh yeah,
we said a montage.
yeah. Last time we montaged, you died.
Yes.
We need a montage.
Dun, dun.
This is right.
So
Also,
you.
this possibility of us killing random people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does this person own a cat?
A lot more cats survived.
The museum has a fine collection of exquisite Chinese pottery, screens, statuary, and scrolls. It is a clearinghouse for information about Manchu China. Mr. Mao, an assistant curator. Mr. Mao. Not chairman. This is probably his grandfather or great-grandfather.
No.
Wow. What?
Mouse would be a lot of that one.
Yeah,
Would he really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Communist Revolution.
Maybe it's
So the Communist
dad.
Party was founded, since I just skimmed Wikipedia looking for stuff on Shanghai a couple hours ago, was founded in Shanghai.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's also in this. Mr. Mao is the assistant curator, and he supplies you with the name of Shanghai scholars that might be useful to kind of, since you're looking for a scholar, that's what the information you're asking for. It's 34 names long.
Can we montage that?
Actually, why don't you guys give me a luck roll?
Has he been approached by any Americans or any
Yes, I mean,
Americans?
No, he
Yes.
has not. All right, George, are you the only one that missed it?
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
Turn around, Brass walks in the door.
No.
get him.
Hey guys, you guys run bad things. Let's team up.
You decide to start with a gentleman named Mu Xian. He is an authority on occult, but very busy.
He'll see us.
You mentioned that you're looking for information on a gentleman you're looking for named Jack, and his schedule clears very quickly.
Nice.
He agrees to talk to you.
All right.
Shirley, can you give me a psychology roll?
Yeah.
By 10.
Can we all attempt it?
No, we'll let Shirley have it. It's fine. No, you guys. How do you guys present yourself? So let's go ahead and get into some role play since we already montaged.
We're trying to locate this guy, Jack.
And why are you looking for Jack? Why are you looking for Jack?
He has some information.
We could save his life.
That too.
Can you roll a persuasion for me? I mean, that's very
It's pretty much out there, huh?
yeah.
Oh, not a chance in hell.
Okay.
We could save his life. Cradle again.
As a heavily armed individual.
Okay.
I would say yeah. I mean, I would back that up.
Yeah. And you think he's in danger?
You know he's in danger.
Yes.
And how are you going to save his life?
By ending things that are threatening his life.
But we need him. We need his help.
We need the information he has.
Mr. Brady is in deep hiding.
Show me your underwear.
What?
Oh, those perukes.
His deep one armor.
Well, that is startling to say the least.
Show me your underwear.
Mr. Brady is in deep hiding. I could contact him, but it may take a few days.
Or you could take us to him.
I don't know where he is. I have to give a message to a person who gives a message to a person, and so on.
The faster this goes, the better it is for everybody.
I will
Could
speed
we-
it along, but
Could we call the person that takes the message to him and then find out from there? Cut out the middleman, so to speak.
Or perhaps just tell him we'd be near a telephone.
Mr. Brady, he has put these in place so that he doesn't get caught. I believe you, gentlemen, ma'am, but Mr. Brady is cautious at this point. Very cautious. Perhaps a day or two at most.
Can I get a psychology read on this guy to see if
Sure.
he's
Stolen.
Yeah, go ahead.
I make it.
He really is looking for. He wants to speed this up. If you're serious about, he doesn't necessarily believe you 100%, but he feels he's getting a good read off of you.
And then I'll start dropping names in the order of the bloated woman.
It will still take at least a couple of days. He's put these in place so that no one person can just get to him. We have to go through the steps he's asked.
I can't. I mean, because our lives are at risk as well as his. It's if we fail, But if there's nothing we can do, then we have to hunker down and wait a few days. Right? Anybody else have another idea?
Where can I contact you?
The British
We'll just camp
consulate.
out here in your office. I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
The
I'm not
British
against that.
consulate.
British consulate?
You two want to stay here?
I mean, if they
Fine
can,
here. I've
yeah.
slept in worse caves.
I would prefer not.
Which dangers is this?
we're bringing down danger on anybody's head who we stay with. So
Best to bring it down upon the British. I agree.
So,
It's totally in character.
No, I'm with you.
well, I don't wish anyone harm, but
British consulate it is.
yeah.
So you guys head back. You wait that evening. You wake up the next morning and have breakfast. And you've been put into a stately apartment with several rooms leading into a common room. That late morning, there's a knock at the door when you weren't expecting one.
yes.
Like we have like a common area.
Yeah, and it's a knock on the common room door.
Then yeah, I'll
Peepholes have been invented, right?
What?
Peepholes were invented
Sure.
at the time.
or at least like the.
Oh yeah,
slide-
little window things.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then yeah, you go open the little window things. That's what's got to happen.
All
I
right,
like that.
we send our man here, our manservant, to the door.
I will have a spear handy.
This is awesome. And
the
Jesse gets
priest-
killed again. No.
I'm going to stand off to the side and then open it and then look through it.
I'm seriously standing in the corner with my rifle behind my back, bayoneted and
My room
everything.
and grab my guns.
Oh, I'm not even shy about it. I got my rifle out, up, in the shoulder. I'm just like, go ahead. Just if Jesse so much as flinches wrong, I'm gonna just put a bullet through the door.
Okay. So.
I'm drinking tea.
You open the thing, and you see Brady standing out there.
Let him in.
Close the thing and open the door.
And he puts a pistol in your face. He says, "Who are you, and what do you want with me?"
We
I am Chizobo.
Go ahead.
We are travelers. So, we
Can
have.
you step back far enough to open the door?
Yeah, as soon as he puts a gun in the face, I stop everything.
Do you drop the spear?
If he tells me to, yes. If he doesn't, then no.
Okay. He looks at all of you.
Does the door open?
A little bit. Yeah, it opens enough that he can see into the room. It's not just flung open, though.
Can we see him?
Yes.
All step forward, like hands raised. And I mean,
You still have an elephant gun trained on him?
yeah, he does. But if he's got a gun drawn, I'm not going to stop him from having.
Step in and join us.
He shifts slightly so the bullet will have to go through your manservant, which he's expecting won't be a problem. But at least you'll take out one of yours too.
We're travelers. We've been, frankly, on your trail since New York.
New York? Why New York?
Jackson Elias.
Are you going to shoot people?
Oh, Elias, and he pulls the gun back, spins it, puts it back in its holster. He says, "Okay, well then we can talk."
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
And he steps in, and he shuts the door behind him.
Come and have a seat. Or a cup of tea.
Walk out with my guns.
Well.
So yeah, we rehash the story as we know it from when Weld hired Byrne to.
I'm Jack Brady.
Right. We introduce ourselves.
So you never got to talk to Jackson?
No, he was murdered before anybody could get to him.
He was dead when we walked in the door.
And then his assailants were clubbed to death prior to.
I see. Well, if it's all the same to you, I'll talk now, and you can ask questions after I'm done. Good?
Fair enough.
Right on. As far as I can make out, we're all in a load of trouble. The more I learn about the situation, the scareder I get. When I spilled the beans to Jackson Elias, I figured people would read his book and do something about this cult. Sorry it ended up that way. Nobody here's friend his. All the same, I did warn him. I didn't hold nothing back. I'm warning you guys too. This cult plays for keeps. Or
Mom starts laughing.
You think?
well, or maybe mugs like you already know that.
Yeah.
Well, right from the start, I knew Roger's nigger girl was trouble. He does look briefly at Chisobo. She was as tough as they come, and she had him around his finger. He must have known she was trouble too, because the more he saw her, the more crazy dreams he had. I thought it was great when he wanted to go to Egypt. That'd be the end of her, and things go back to normal. I liked the guy, and I owed him a lot. Still do. Seemed for a while that everything would work out. London was a lot of fun, but once we got to Cairo, Roger started having dreams again about meeting a god and crap like that. Now he wasn't drinking, and the girl wasn't around, and the gentleman Roger had along with him started acting nuttier than Roger himself. And so I said to myself, trouble is somewhere up the road. After I paid Faraz Najir for his junk, Roger spent some time with it. He went off the deep end. There was a black kind of head and shoulders statue that he'd stare at for hours. And there was a map that he'd study and study, like a normal guy would check out a beautiful dame. He started telling me that he could meet the god as soon as he destroyed the eye and opened the path. That hotshot Dr. Huston should have talked Roger down, but he only encouraged him. So the first night that we were up the Nile at Dashur, Roger struck out and climbed up the Red Pyramid. Any of you guys ever climbed a pyramid?
Yes.
They're steep. Roger started up the pile like a monkey. He looks at Chisobo again. Never looking back or hesitating once, he proved to me that the poor bugger was absolutely crazy. But I followed him up. Well, I guess I was crazy too. For about 2/3 way up the pyramid, the Red Pyramid, you just climb up and over big blocks, sort of like something some dumb kid made up, piling up millions of great big construction blocks. The pyramid builders filled up all the gaps with nice smooth stone, but later people stole that nice stone from around the bottom of the pyramid. The high stuff was too hard to grab, and they couldn't finish the job. Well, Roger zipped right up this part, too. With me still behind, my eyes bulged out because I could barely find handholds to keep from bouncing down the whole damn pyramid. There's a little flat piece on the tip of the pyramid. When Roger reached that flat piece, he put on some kind of robe and started making weird sounds, as though he had flipped for good. But then there was a hell of an explosion of all kinds of funny echoes and screams with it, and a big red flash of light. While I lay there for a minute until it seemed safe to go on, he looked at me and said, "The eye's gone, Jack. Now we can be gods." Well, that was just Roger talk, you know. But beside him there was a big patch ripped right out of the stone, and it looked fresh. Well, I went back the next day, and the patch had been filled in as though the pyramid had repaired itself. But near the base of the pyramid, I found part of a rock which looked like it could have been in that patch originally, and it had a sign on it. He sketches it slightly. You recognize it as some of the stuff that the professor had on sealing the path.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know what it was. Its strong magic kept evil things away from us, and Roger deliberately broke its power. 2 days later, the whole gang, Pinhue, Roger, Huston, and Patty, gave me the slip and disappeared in the vent pyramid. Some of the messenger boys went to find them, and they came out shrieking that the pyramid had eaten the respected scientists. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bingo! The workers run in all directions. The whole dig was deserted. In 5 minutes, the only person left in the whole area was me. Well, I went in. Sure enough, nobody was inside. I was worried. But a long time later, out come all the missing people from the pyramid. Roger says they'd been to Egypt, to the real Egypt. And that was about the most sensible thing he said. Pinhue looked like he had lost about 5 years, and Patty and Huston both seemed to have changed. Nobody would explain where they'd been, and nobody cared that after that, it was hard to hire a workman. After that, when I'd wake up in the nights, the rest of the gang would be talking creepy lingo like I'd never heard before. That one evening, Roger said that he was going to show me the power of what they'd learned. We went out in the desert with a passel of Arabs. Everybody started screaming weird words and songs, and Pinhue beat the drum that he got from Niger. When creatures started coming out of the ground and eating the Arabs, and Rogers and the others started laughing, why, I took my leave and, as they say, went on a real toot. Roger found me the next day and warned me that I'd better change my attitude. Well, I owed the kid, and I wouldn't desert him, but after that I started thinking real good. Then we went to Kenya, and Roger filled me in during the trip. He'd found a true God, he said, who would rule the earth, and we would rule with that God, for we were the chosen of the God. The God had picked us to open the way for his return, and there was enough in what they said and in what I saw to make me listen. Every week, Pinhue seemed a little younger and a little livelier. Patty was sick a lot. We were going to leave Nairobi for some place in the mountains somewhere. There was no river, no railway, no telegraph, no police, and nobody who looked friendly. I figured that Jack Brady wouldn't live there very long, so I made some arrangements. On the last night in Nairobi, I drugged Roger, kiped the cash box, it was all Roger's money anyhow, and got me and him aboard an unscheduled deadhead freighter to Mombasa. Later, I read that my guess was right. The newspaper said a lot of people died, but Pinhue, Huston, and Patty Masters weren't among them. Anyway, my arrangements went off without a hitch. That happens when you think small and carry a lot of cash. When we got to Mombasa, we got off before the causeway and found a fisherman who was willing to go to Zanzibar for a few dollars. From there, we hopped a coastal trader to Durban, and in Durban, we dyed our hair, got decent clothes, and sailed for Perth. Now, on the train to Mombasa, Roger got some sleep, and he seemed to wake up a different person. I guess that being away from the influence of those other people let him return to his old self. I told him we were in a lot of trouble and that we needed to hide out, and reminded him about the Arabs being killed in Egypt, and the God stuff, and so on, and he couldn't remember all of it, although it didn't seem very important somehow. But he understood the logic of the situation. After a week or so, though, his nightmares started, and he began to go off the deep end again. He was beginning to realize some of the things he had done. I was in Shanghai while I was in the Marines, and I had a fair number of friends here. By the time our ship put into Hong Kong, Roger could go no further. He began shrieking at shadows and everything that moved, so I put him in a sanitarium there. I had to use most of the remaining money to get him settled. Then I went to Shanghai, believing that I'd never see any members but Roger of the damned expedition. So I thought, until I looked through naval glasses at a certain yacht and saw Sir Aubrey Penhew preening the decks of the Dark Mistress.
I had the wrong guy paid to be the villain.
You say that in character?
No.
Okay.
Who did you have there?
Carlo himself.
Oh, he was.
Well,
At the beginning,
Penhew.
yeah.
Penhew was
Yeah.
the Penhew Foundation.
Just because Gavigan tried to kill one character of yours doesn't mean everybody involved with Gavigan has to be the real villain.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what it means. I was going to go back. I was going to go back to that secretary.
What kind of questions you got?
Oh, ain't that a hoot?
Is Roger still in the sanitarium?
Last I checked, I get reports once a month. It's been a couple weeks, but I assume so.
What were you talking to the monks about?
There's a scroll. A pretty important one. Penhew's doing something out on the island, and I'm pretty sure the scroll's the only way to stop it. It is called the 7 Cryptic Books. It's not really books, but it's a scroll with 7 books in it. That makes sense?
It does.
Okay. So I might maybe have stolen it. And I've got somebody translating it so that I can figure out what to do with it. And I'm pretty sure it's going to help stop whatever's going on.
Really?
That's what we're trying to do. We've
Really?
been trying to do it since New York. Well,
I
shortly
suggested we
thereafter.
blow up the volcano.
Well, I have.
That's not going to stop it. Penhew's got some sort of rocket thing.
Rocket thing.
Yeah, he's going to shoot it into the sky, I think, and it's going to open up. There's a ritual. It's confusing.
A lot of things come out of the sky. I mean, bad things
Like rain?
like demons and such.
Do what?
Bats.
Oh,
Fireballs.
No, bats. No, those are no.
You've encountered these things yourself.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys were all in New
Haven't
York?
you?
No.
Well,
Miss
I
McCree
was.
was in New York.
No.
Some of us joined in Cairo and others in Kenya.
Mombasa.
So
Others
you've been doing
elsewhere.
this all by yourself?
No, the rest of my party's gone.
What happened to him?
Dead or insane.
Gone. Dead. Died. Or in a sanitarium.
Or stolen?
Or
Yes, one was kidnapped
Well-
recently here.
Or by them bloated women?
The one of us which had the most power. of
Are they
course.
all bloated women?
No, actually, not many of the cults is actually women. Have you seen them?
No.
Like they have this statue thing. It's grotesque.
Where's that?
In whatever place they're worshiping things.
Where's that at?
Oh, you find their cult houses all over the place here. It's just like this big, nasty woman, but ain't got no head or arms. It's more like tentacles. And instead of head, little tentacles. Yeah.
right. So, how far along is the translation on the 7 books?
I haven't talked to them in a couple of days. I could get back with you on that, but let me look into it.
You realize
So
we're
where
going
are
to
you
want to be
hiding?
with you to help protect your safety, right?
I'm sorry, what?
You realize we're going to want to be with you to help protect your safety, right? We don't just want to let you wander off and end up dead somewhere.
I think he's been hiding pretty well. I think we need to go where he's at.
I ain't been hiding well enough. You people found me.
We're good at finding things. We are less good at remaining unseen.
I thought I'd stay here with you.
Okay.
That works.
Or that. Because we haven't ever gotten attacked before.
Let's put all our eggs in one basket.
Well, but the last thing I want is, let me go check on those books. Bump, bump, bump. Ah!
Yeah, but it's also like, we're
So-
gonna follow you to where all the secret stuff is.
So
It's like
I
a
got
little band of insane people.
I've got Moo, Mr. Moo.
Wow.
No, I've got Mr. Moo. You're
Oh.
Mr. Ma.
Yes.
I got Mr. Moo. He's studying the 7 cryptic books of Hassan. He's going to teach me this thing called the Eye of Light and Darkness.
Darkness.
It's probably a spell.
Yeah, so hopefully it's going to help stop the thing, but we'll see.
I think we should
Do we need
all try
something?
to.
And then I plan to go to the back to Kenya and destroy what's going on there. And then I hear there's something going on in Australia. That's something I need to check out too.
We stopped
Jack?
the thing in Kenya, I believe.
What?
We stopped the thing in Kenya. Oh, I look at it.
Do we really need that?
Need what?
Their filth.
He means the spell.
See, I get what you're saying because I'm not keen on that either. But they've got. So think of it this way: they got a helmet on. We got to take the helmet off. The only way to do that is to use something they got.
A helmet.
No, was I not clear?
I understood you.
Okay, because sometimes
People don't understand.
I know.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe the white folk here understood what I was saying, right?
No.
No.
All right. Well, so
I mean, I knew the words you said were English. They were real words.
you're
The
speaking
way you
in,
strung them together.
you're speaking in a French accent too, aren't you?
Yeah.
So they got a protection over the island, and we have to use that's made by magic, and we have to use magic to take the protection off.
We can't just.
So they got a helmet. We got to use their own thing to take the helmet off.
They have a helmet, and we have to use a helmet to get their helmet off.
Again, I just don't get it.
That's what you said. Now the whole we have to dispel their magic in order to get on the island. That makes sense.
It's the same thing in 2 different ways.
Yeah, see, she understands. Americans. Stupid French. So, that's my plan.
Sounds good.
Do you have a crew to take you to the island?
Not yet.
Yes.
I'm not terrible at navigating the water, but it'd probably be better to have somebody with us.
Are there any British or American ships around here that we could?
Oh, tons and tons.
Alright, so let's do that.
Yeah, we'll
Do you know
arrange.
this means of dispelling yet?
I need to check with Mr. Moo, see if he's got that finished translated. Can I use your phone?
Is it safe?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, I'm just gonna. I'll be all cryptic and stuff.
Well, we hear there's ears everywhere around here. Ears, eyes.
So
Is the helmet de-helmeter ready?
So he goes over to the phone and picks it up and gets hold of Mr. Moo. So Moo, you got it ready? Okay. All right. Well, all right. We'll pick that up soon. He hangs up the phone. All right. Moo's got what he thinks is the most important part translated.
Don't we need it all?
Well, we really just need the part about light and darkness.
Well, usually there's a beginning, a middle, and
Well,
an end.
but
You have
there's
to
7
complete
books
it.
here. We just need this one part.
Yes, that makes sense.
Because we don't need
Alright.
the footnotes.
Actually, there are footnotes. We got that too. All right. So he takes you back to Mr. Moo's office, who you met, previously yesterday. He was the guy that wouldn't
we
tell you
went
where he
to.
was at because he literally didn't know.
Right.
So, translation from the 7 cryptic books of Hassan. The ineffable eye must be worked into natural substance which is naturally hard. The unrivaled light of the mysterious eye transcends taint if all presences have been dispatched or dispelled. He who first chance must be able to create the sign or create the gift of the elder sign. The wondrous eye must not burn where evil beings or creatures lurk. Only one incorruptible eye may guard a location. The blood of the pupil of the winnowing eye must be fresh. All who chant must detest evil. Then the chant reads,
It's going to look percent.
What?
of those signs effectively sealing the festerings of the dark god, The most potent is the eye of light and darkness. This is a chant. I'm sorry, this is a description. Inscribed in the substance of a high place near the haunts of evil, with no further than 30 li from them, expels the evil strength for so long as the sign exists. The eye must be created the afternoon before the full moon rises. At moonrise, the blood of an innocent must fill the pupil of the eye once per drum beat, from then till moonset. For as the first blood is given, chant the words Sama, Sama, Tio, Sama, and continue until the moon sets. When the next moon rises, the eye opens to ward and guard. Gather the friends of the good to work this wisdom, for too few shall surely fail. Along the edges of the scroll are written small red ink commentaries signed by Chu Ta. A li is a traditional Chinese measurement of distance which varied throughout time and location. The li was standardized during the 20th century and equals about 500 meters, so 1,500 meters, or 15,000 meters or so. 15,000 meters or so.
How far away is the island from the shore?
Oh, it's more than 15,000 meters.
So we must go to this place, kill an innocent.
Innocent.
Chant. Innocence?
Well, we got to put the blood of innocent in every beat. From the time we start until the moonrise.
How big is the pupil?
I'm sorry, until the moon set.
How big is the pupil?
It doesn't matter.
Sure it does. If it's only one drop would fill the pupil, well then the blood of an innocent you could slit a finger and sit there all night and just.
Yeah.
If it's 4 cups, well then I guess we need to bring a whole truckload of people.
Is anyone opposed to bringing a whole truckload of people?
I am.
Okay.
Hundreds must die, we were told.
So
I thought
He
Will.
said must.
Yeah, he said must.
I would say we might need a couple people to get blood of innocence. We could use a couple dozen, and that way nobody has to die.
Or we could draw a real tiny eye.
Well, but it has to be a certain size.
How's the size?
Big enough. But this is also going to be taxing on us, so we probably ought to have other people chanting with us.
Who?
I can hire some people.
That are going to believe?
They don't have to believe.
Yeah,
They just have to
to test evil.
They just have to detest evil. Nobody wants.
Monks.
We could find some monks.
Grab some missionaries.
Missionary.
Join us.
Do we have like one of them priesty people?
Oh, he's a priest.
See, you can just call up your friends. But the innocent people can't know nothing about this stuff.
Really?
So
No, I think they have to
convince
know
them
everything about it so that they don't freak out when we start believing them.
Yeah.
But if they know, then they ain't innocent. Like, I know too much. I ain't innocent. None of you people look innocent.
Take the.
Well,
Can we take the blood here and then take it with us to the island, or must we slit a man's throat?
Well, you could probably take it from, like, his arm or something.
yeah, it doesn't
As long as
say
it's
nothing
blood.
about-
Okay.
Can
So
you-
my question is,
Hold
on.
do we bind someone, take them with us, and then they're not going to hold still if we just start stabbing them. They will flee.
Q roll occult.
You
Also,
can
a question
prick
for the
their
keeper.
finger.
Yeah.
Do they
So-
have any sort of, and I know this is going to be a rough question, refrigerated, like
No.
blood bank,
No.
Red Cross?
No.
So then we couldn't just go down and get 50 pints. And,
Well, you're not even sure that's going to be from innocent. For all you know, as cultists, they're really good about the blood bank and filling it up.
well, no. But my thought being, we could find the innocents,
Oh, no.
drain them,
Wait.
get
So-
50 gallons or so, and then head out.
What?
with it.
So, what you're understanding, let me explain this in a little bit of mechanical play. Go ahead, ask. Ask.
Will you finish your thing and then I'll probably answer my question?
What you understand from what has been described is it's going to start taking power from you. That's what fuels magic. It's going to go from sunrise until sunset. We're talking hours. So it's going to take power from the group doing it. So you're going to moon. That's what I meant. You're absolutely right. So you're going to need several people for it to take the power from. Whoever you have there can have zero mythos knowledge. to be considered innocent, which I think all of you have some.
I don't know.
I have none.
You should probably have some because you've lost 2 mythos creatures. You lost sanity. You should have gotten some. Same thing with you.
Oh, I do. I
Okay.
definitely have.
I think every time I was supposed to gain some, I failed or I passed.
Okay. Well, then maybe you don't. So technically, you just killed Mom, which Mom may not be against.
But the question is, like,
We're reading into this,
innocent's
aren't we?
weird because, like, okay, no mythos knowledge, but Ma
It's not
has been
innocent.
a murderer and
That's
torturer.
true. That's true.
So
And
I
you don't
might-
exactly hate evil either.
I
no,
might,
he does.
So is this in or out of character?
I
No,
might.
this-
This is out of here. I might fit the bill.
Do you have any mythos knowledge?
Nope.
That's true.
I detest those leechy evil things, and I might be willing
Well,
to.
In
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
are we jumping to conclusions? It merely states the blood of innocence.
I
There's
think
nowhere to
it could
state
mean-
people.
Animals.
It's very suggestive of people. It would be you wouldn't be able to do something like this without people. You as the character would know that. It's
Okay.
clear.
No, I don't know if animals have I'll look that up.
The blood doesn't have to be from Pow.
No, I'm just
The
curious.
blood
yeah.
has to be from innocence, and then the cow from the people that
So
are
again, do
chanting.
we have a measurement for how big the people is?
It only takes a few ounces to fill it, but you have to keep putting it in there.
Yeah, ounces quickly become.
Which is why I think you could have hypothetically like a dozen or 2 dozen innocents.
So
Easily
we
keep
get
them
a
I'm not-
So
lot
if we
of-
double that as kids,
No, I was thinking that,
Well, I mean yes, but no.
we have enough money that we could pay people to come with us to do this.
people
Yeah,
that are
but-
willing to be bled are not necessarily.
A larger group moving on the island is going to be very hard to infiltrate.
And we don't know which of them aren't bloated women occultists to begin with.
The British might be a
Well, I
good call.
think-
Well, might be, except
Yeah,
for
but we can't pay them.
Gavigan.
There's always exceptions to the rule. But you know what? This is all a good conversation to have in about a month, and that'll do us tonight for Masks of Nyarlathotep. You can find us on Facebook, on Twitter. You can find us over on our website where you can sign up for our newsletter. Head over to patreon.com and check out our page there. Go over to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. Give us some feedback there. We love that. And you can buy our shirts over at /loot. And we will talk to you guys real soon.